This week I'm launching my course, my 7 modular course on awakening consciousness live in Phoenix. And I'm working on the online version of that. And I will post that when it becomes available, of course. Right now, I would like to talk about 3 myths of awakening so that you all understand some things about awakening consciousness. Uh, Suddenly, I was immersed in immense love of Source, God, universe, and experienced life as divinity. And I assumed that many people were having the same experience of awakening consciousness. I thought we were having a mass transformation at the time because I didn't really know what was happening to me. And we were having one, and we are, just not the way that I thought. Awakening is ongoing, and some people are awakening faster in different ways than others. I also assumed that my new feeling of this overwhelming love of being consumed and part of this huge love that is all that is, and my feeling of complete fearlessness, which I had never experienced in my whole life, um, and also the deep knowing of everything as perfection would be my normal experience every day. Um, I thought that I would always feel energetically alive in this new and magical way. And I have since learned that peak experiences are like doors that we walk through and that there is no turning back, only new doors that open. Even when I wondered how in the world I was going to navigate life in this expanded state of grace, I never imagined all that would unfold and all the personal growth that still had to come. My book, Awakening Consciousness, Discovering a Larger Version of Self, describes my awakening experience and what all the steps that that led up to it, and then some of the things that happened after that awakening. And since I wrote the book, actually, I've learned a lot about the nature of our rise in consciousness. I had time to do um, a lot of inner work and a lot of study, and I want to help anyone that is or was as confused as I was when I had my awakening experience. I think that we would be helped by all being together and working together to bring in more of that awakened consciousness on our planet. Um, and I want to talk to you about the 3 main myths that we have about awakening. The myth number 1, awakening like enlightenment comes in a flash or after many years of meditation. And I will say that I did not learn to meditate until after my awakening. And now I do it every day and I love it. I'll also be teaching some things about meditation. But one insight about awakening is that people who wonder about awakening are most likely already awake uh, and feeling one in some way with consciousness. Um, at the very least, they're feeling that they don't understand the consciousness that's on the planet now, which I don't think I ever felt like I fit in. So we actually are really awakened light beings, and inside of ourselves, we just need to remember. It's not so much about waking up as it is about remembering who we really are as that amazing light being. So for many people, it happens in increments. and you might find you're awake in the spiritual sense and not even be aware of it. So this is something I want to talk about in my classes, and I would love to talk about this subject with anyone at any time, actually. So, because it's all about knowing our eternal nature, and sometimes the awakening will sneak up on you, and you'll all of a sudden be in a state of grace. The myth number 2. Now, when you're awakened, you're suddenly perfect to the all-knowing state of perfection. This myth was one that I had. I certainly expected that I was changed forever, and I am. But I also still had a lot of my ego patterning that didn't quite know how to let go. And the fact that you're awake doesn't mean that you're perfect, which again was in again was hard to accept, because when I was oneness with God, I was perfect, right? And and what we're learning is that um, we are perfectly imperfect as human beings on the planet, and doing our job of being human. So uh, the job isn't really to be perfect. The job is to be your unique self, and be that as the best way that you know how. Just be yourself. So you're still having those same annoying personal habits, and you're still the same person in many aspects as you were, which I learned about when I discovered Jack Kornfield's book, After Enlightenment Comes the Laundry. And I'll recommend that book to you if you want to learn more about that experience. So myth number 3 is awakening must be sought after, and it's something always out of reach in the future. Many of us on the spiritual path know we're trying to get to this place of awakening or enlightenment, or some event horizon, and the very act of searching and not finding actually becomes addictive, they say. So the idea is that we realize that this is an inside job, and looking for awakening like it's out there somewhere is the wrong place to look. So go within. And one of my teachers said uh, it was relaxing into God, which is good practice. Sometimes it does sneak up on you unawares when you're in service to others. Um, the problem with looking for awakening is that we're so busy trying to decide if we're having the experience, or why we're having it, or why we're not having it. Um, doesn't allow it to come in. There's an old story about the harder you try, the longer it's going to take. So again, relax. Um, it's not about having experience. It's about awakening to being present in each moment, and be awake to the purity of that now moment. And if you've studied Eckhart Tolle, you understand the power of now. So after awakening, there's always an awareness. Sometimes they call that awareness the watcher, the part of you that watches you do things and watches you say things that you really would rather not, that doesn't seem very enlightened. But there is the ego, and there is the higher self, and there's a lot of other layers of who you are. that will come and be present with you when you can be still and listen. Be still and listen. So, no matter what experience you're having, and no matter how unawake you might feel, everything serves as your next step in awakening more. You don't need the euphoria to make it real. So, there's many levels to awakening. It's like peeling an onion of our old belief system and our personality programs that don't serve us anymore. Awakening is both an amazing and a messy journey. It's a roller coaster ride of thrills, chills, and victories. Are you ready for more? It's happening anyway. Remember, you got this. You're divinely guided, protected, and loved. And if you would like some extra support, don't hesitate to contact me through my website. There is a form for that, and I will get an email and we can make an appointment. So many blessings. Live consciously, and I'll see you in the next video.